Episode 308, France chooses sovereign AI.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI 6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
France's military has signed a framework agreement with an AI company that isn't American or Chinese. It's French. And the deal requires every AI system to run on French infrastructure, under French control. This decision will have governments asking themselves questions about sovereign AI. Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI 6. I'm Joanne Sweeney, and I'm on a mission to upskill 500,000 people in AI for free in just 6 minutes a day. Thank you so much for tuning in. First, let's define what sovereign AI means. For a country or region, it means retaining meaningful control over its AI systems. That includes the data, the infrastructure, the compute power, the models, and the governance. The aim is to avoid strategic dependence on foreign technology providers, particularly in areas like national security, public services, and critical infrastructure. Think of it this way. If your country's defence systems, health data, or public services run on AI built and hosted by another nation under their laws, you have a dependency problem. Sovereign AI is the attempt to fix that. And there's a really good episode with David Keane, who has launched Australia's first sovereign AI model. David and I met at Harvard, so go ahead and take a listen to that interview. He goes into sovereign AI in great detail. In a European context, France has been the loudest voice on this. President Macron has consistently framed AI not as an innovation project, but as a matter of national and European sovereignty. His argument is that Europe must avoid becoming a consumer of US-built AI, a data provider feeding non-European platforms, or dependent on foreign cloud infrastructure for critical systems. Instead, Macron talked about a European third way in AI, distinct from the US market-led model and China's state-led model. Not isolation, but autonomy. Building partnerships on terms that preserve European control over deployment, data, and security. And France is backing that up with investment. At the AI Action Summit in Paris in February 2025, so a year ago, Macron announced €109 billion in private AI investment, calling it the equivalent for France of what the United States announced with Stargate. Most of that is going into data centres and compute infrastructure on French soil. The most concrete example is Mistral AI. Founded in Paris in 2023, valued at around €11.7 billion after raising €1.7 billion last year with ASML, the Dutch semiconductor giant, as its largest shareholder. Mistral is being positioned as Europe's strategic AI champion. It's got a lot of catching up to do. In January, just last month, France's Ministry of the Armed Forces awarded Mistral a framework agreement giving the military, research institutions and affiliated agencies access to Mistral's AI models and services. The critical detail is that everything runs on French infrastructure. No US cloud providers, no foreign jurisdictions, full national control over sensitive data and technology. The agreement is overseen by the Ministry Agency for Defence Artificial Intelligence. Use cases include intelligence analysis, logistics, decision support, and secure internal tools, all with human oversight. This builds on a cooperation agreement signed in March last year. France and Germany have also announced their intention to create a public-private partnership with Mistral and SAP for foreign AI across public administration, with deployment planned between 2026 and 2030. How far will we be then with AI? But now the skeptical view. AI supply chains are global, like all supply chains, and they're difficult to fully localize. European markets are fragmented compared to the US. Talent, compute power, and capital still cluster outside Europe, and sovereignty rhetoric can drift into protectionism, and we've seen a lot of that recently. France's strategy, meanwhile, depends on sustained investment, genuine coordination across Europe, and realistic choices about where autonomy matters most. But I think it matters beyond France. I think government and public sector agencies, those working in procurement and any regulated industry, must question who controls your AI, where it's hosted, and under whose laws is it regulated. And we've seen these very difficult conversations around social media and US-based tech companies having their headquarters here in Ireland, their European headquarters in Dublin, and how they can sometimes circumvent the law. So France is indeed forcing this very important conversation. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategy, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organisation. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie, or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know, and I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.